Okay, hello again everybody. I'm getting ready to start on another project. This project will probably be my last one for a while because I'm going to be packing up the shop and moving to the beach, to Myrtle Beach, Surfside Beach to be exact, South Carolina. But anyway, what I'm going to do is a project called Inside Out Turning. Now I saw some videos on YouTube about how to do this, and I've studied them and I hope I can make it work. The wood I'm using this is called Canary Wood. I had never seen that, but at my local clean spore woodworking shop I found it, and the other wood is Paduke. What I've got here is actually 4 separate pieces that I have glued together, and in the center of each piece, or in the right in the dead center, I put a layer of newspaper, so when it gets time to split these apart, and you'll see more about that as we do it, the newspaper supposedly is going to help make the splitting apart easier. Whack it with a chisel a couple times and it should pop right apart. But anyway, what you're looking at, the Canary Wood is going to actually become the inside of the project. The Paduke, the majority of the outside will be Paduke. So we're going to get it mounted up in the lathe. It's about maybe 4 inches square. Trued it up, had been gluing on it for 2 days because I had to laminate these 2 pieces together, then these 2 pieces, and these 2 pieces, and then all 4 pieces together. I have been working on it just for a couple days, planing it and sanding it, make sure everything was square. So we'll get it mounted up in the lathe and get started. I'll be right back. Okay, I've got it mounted on the lathe. I'm just using regular spur drive on the back and a live center on the other end. As you can see, I put duct tape, wrapped it very tightly, about 6 wraps around each end of it, because this joint right here there's going to be a lot of pressure trying to force it apart, and I don't want it to come apart until I want it to come apart. That's why I put the duct tape on there. First I'm going to turn a tenon on this end, then I can take out the spur drive and put in my one-way chuck. So we're going to do that and we'll be right back. Okay, I'll show you a little bit of the turning. I'm going to be using the large roughing gouge for this. I'll turn a little bit and then I'll finish it off camera. Never turned Canary Wood before, so we don't know what it's going to be like. Seems to turn pretty good. Alright, that's a start on it. I'll work a little more. That is turning. It's got a little splitting in it, but I'm sure we can work around that. That was just knocking off the corners. We'll come back. Okay, I've got the tenon turned. I don't know if you can see it, but it's a good thing we put the duct tape on it because it is starting to separate a little bit right here. That's alright though. When I put it in the chuck, it'll squeeze all this back together. The other end's fine because I haven't done any work over here yet. But I'll go ahead and put the chuck on, flip this around, and come back. Okay, it was coming apart way sooner than I wanted it to, so I put a band strap on it, tightened it down, so that'll hold it together. You can see a little separation here, but it won't matter. The ends you have to leave square so that after you split it apart, you can join it back together. Okay, well, I'll start turning and let you watch a little bit. I'll rough it out with the roughing gouge. Okay, got my face shield on. I'm just going to start lightly taking off bits of this. All I want to do is basically round this, and then I'll figure some sort of a design. lots of chips. Alright, till I get this hogged out, I'll shut the camera down. It's coming out pretty nicely, and it doesn't look like it's splitting anymore, so maybe it won't come loose till I'm ready for it to come loose. We'll be back. Okay, I've pretty much gotten finished rounding it over. What I did, since you have to kind of think inside out, because everything here is going to actually be inside the vessel. I've rounded these corners here, leaving enough flats area so that when I split these apart, I can turn them around and glue them back together. I hope that's the way it's supposed to work. I took the duct tape off. Well, I left a band under here. Plus I left my band here because I don't want this coming loose. I did the same on this end. We'll get everything set up, and then I'm going to start turning. I can't turn too deeply in here because I don't want this to split apart, the actual wood to split when I'm trying to split these 4 pieces apart. So I'll just probably make some roundovers and some little coves. But we'll get everything set up and we'll turn some and see how it goes. I'm getting more excited by the minute. Okay, I'm going to be using my round nose scraper. Got my face shield on, so if I sound muffled, you'll know why. I'm just going to be putting designs, some small design right in between these 2 pieces here, these 2 areas here. Got it about 1,000. Got the tool rest set closely to the piece of work, and I'm just going to start do one on this end. I'm left-handed, so it's not too much trouble for me to think opposite of everybody else. This Canary Wood seems to be turning pretty good. Like I say, I've never used any of it before, but I just don't know what all this is going to look like. 2 coves. I love the way when it's joined together like that, the different colors that come out. You see the grain on this canary wood. Listen, I can hear it. That's not the bark, that's the chirp. Alright, I'm going to smooth this over in here. It's one good thing about making a one-of-a-kind piece. You don't have to try to match anything. Unless you're trying to match 2 sides. this, and then I'll come back and show you the progress. Okay, I've pretty much got the shape that I want. I'm going to put try to put a few spirals with my spiraling tool right in the center part here, and might add a little extra touch to it. So I don't want to try to get too fancy with this, since it's my first time of doing this, and it's probably my last project for a while, so I don't want to take a chance on messing it up. All right. You go straight in till it sets up a pattern. Lower the handle. Go slowly across. And back away. It did make, see the spiral, I don't know if you can see them from there. They're not real deep, but they came out very nicely. Listen. I don't mess this up doing it again. Theoretically, this will go back in the same grooves. And it did. How nicely that came out. Okay. What I'm going to do now is sand this, because you have to completely finish the inside, because once you flip it around, there's no getting to it. So we'll come back, I'll do a little sanding, and then we'll come back and film some more. Okay, I've been through all the grits of the sandpaper. What I like to do before I put the finish on it is go over it one time with 4/0 steel wool, and that really smooths it out, picks up any loose fibers that may have been raised. One good thing about my lathe is it's got a reversing feature on it, so I can go one way and turn it back over, reverse it. Actually, this is the correct way for turn. This is forward here, but I had it on reverse. But it shines it right up. And I'm going to be going over trying to figure what type of stain or finish I should put on it, because I don't know if I want to use polyurethane. You can't get any stain up here, because this is all got to be. This is a gluing area here. But you can see pretty much how shiny it is. There's no ridges, no rough spots. Alright, let me figure out what kind of finish I'm going to put on it. I'll finish it. I may use a friction polish, and that way it won't take so long. But let me think about it for a few minutes, and I'll be right back. Okay, I've decided on using the high-speed friction polish. This is the Mylan's brand. It works very good. So what you do is you put a little bit on your, always use paper towels, because you don't want your hand getting wrapped up in the, getting stuck, and it'll pure tear your hand off. And we don't want that to happen, because you might need it. They come in handy. Alright, turn it on, turn it up to high speed. You can feel it. That's why I got this glove on, because it does get hot. It dries, cures, and polishes by friction. You don't have to worry about getting it up in here, because remember, all this is going to be on the inside. Nobody will see probably about from here up. I'll put another coat on it. This way, and then I'll reverse it. Go back the other way. And you can buy this Mylan's at your local woodworking shop. see that puts a finish on that. I guess it's a combination of wax and some type of a hardener. You gotta be careful when you get up to the edges up here because it's rough. Alright, what I'll do now, look at that, isn't that beautiful? Look at the canary wood. It really turned out nicely. I think on this spiral in here, I'm going to put some on while it's not running. Let it soak in. All right, I'm going to reverse it now. It's high build, so it doesn't take long to get a really thick coat on it. Well, not thick, but it's not like a 1/4 inch thick or anything, but it's thick. And then with the friction of the cloth, since I've got it up on high speed, it builds friction pretty quickly on there. Alright, my next step, and the best part of this is, as soon as you put it on, it's dry after you work with it a little bit. I'm going to get another paper towel, but we're going to stop it and I'll come back when I dismount it. Okay, this is what it looks like after I've taken it off. You can see that I've got it in camera range, but you can see it's very shiny. It's completely dry. I've got my marks here where I need to split it, and I think that's the part that comes now. I'm not going to film that because if it don't go right, I don't want y'all hearing me scream ugly words. So I will split this and oh, look everybody. Now how cool is that? That didn't take long, did it? That's why it kept trying to come apart. Okay, well there's two of them. I've still got to split this one and this one down the middle. And we're going to put them together and see what they look like. I'll be back. Okay, you're not going to believe this, but it went smoother than anything I have ever done before. All right, this was the way it was. It split here right after I got it off the lathe. I took a chisel, put right down the center of it, and you can see where I used newspaper. Spread a layer of glue, put down a piece of newspaper, spread glue on the other part, put them together and clamped it. And it made it so much easier to break apart. Now, what I'm going to do, and I've labeled these, so hopefully, let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. No, what is it? Something's goofy. Like this. No, something's still goofy. All right, these two. Man, this is like a puzzle. Okay, the little arrows that I drew on all of them have to be pointing out because they were pointing toward the center. Now they're going to be pointing out. I'm going to glue this together. As you can see, this is what is going to be the inside of the vase. We're going to turn this, or not vase, but decorative object d'art. But anyway, what I'm going to do is glue these together, mount them back in the lathe, and we will come back. I can't believe how nicely that came apart. You can still almost read the newspapers. Bananas, 59 cents a pound. But they're green. Okay, I'm going to break away and come back. That makes such a nice design. That's what you'll be able to see in the vase. How cool is that? Glad I watch YouTube. All right, I'll be right back. Okay, I've decided to do these in two parts. I'm going to glue numbers 1 and 2 together right here. You can only put glue in this little area right here on either side, and this side up here too. And then you have to clamp it. You have to make sure that it's perfectly aligned back here and at the bottom. That's why I've got the C-clamp on it. This end turned out real good. And on numbers 3 and 4, this end turned out real good. Smooth here, perfectly lined here. Because we're going to, after I get this done and it dries, and I'm going to let this completely dry, then I'll glue this half to this half. Then it'll be ready to turn. But I'm not going to rush it because I want to make sure that the glue is dry. There's not that much glue area. It's just a little bit right here. You can see it's only maybe an inch by an inch and a half, and over here maybe it's 2 inches here by about maybe an inch or so. But anyway, that should give it enough surface. I use just regular Titebond, and Titebond water resistant or waterproof. Clamped it together with the pipe clamps and C-clamps. We'll come back when it's ready to join parts number 1, 2, and 3, and 4. Okay, I waited about 3 hours for the first glue up to set real good, and went ahead and joined them together. So all 4 pieces have gone together now, and you can see that the arrows that I marked are now pointing on the outside corners, so I know everything is lined up right. This is what it looks like from the end. I don't know if you can see up in there or not. You can see to the other end. But anyway, that was the tenon there. Of course, it's all opposite from the way it was. Next step will be to turn the final shape to it. All right, so we'll come back when the glue's dry, probably tomorrow. Start turning and see how it comes out. I'm so excited I can hardly stand it. All right, be back soon.